my name is Bridget and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is very exciting. We're doing a 3 looks 1 palette of the Bloodlust palette by Jeffree Star Cosmetics. As you may have seen, I did do a first impressions of this palette, so I will leave that link at the top of the description box for you. So let's go ahead and get started doing 3 looks. We're going to do a dark look, a red look, and then a more colorful, bright look because this is supposed to be a purple palette. So let's get into it. Alright guys, so we have some brown hair for this look. We're going to use the greens for our first look. So here's the palette again, if you want to see the color scheme a millionth time. We're going to take this shade Vile Serpent, which is this greeny, bluey shade. It's kind of in between. It's kind of a teal, I guess. And I'm going to take it on just a regular, big, fluffy blending brush, and I'm going to buff this. We're going to do like a halo, so I'm going to buff this across the crease and in the inner portion of the crease. Just this doesn't have very much kickback in the pan at all. I'm just going to pack it and then blend it out. I also forgot to mention I do have some concealer as my eyelid primer, and it's not set, just straight up concealer on my lids so we can get the most payoff. But this really isn't showing up that dark, so I'm going to keep packing it on to darken it up. So this is the color we got. This one looks darker. Honestly though, I packed it on quite a bit. I don't know, because I packed it and then tried to blend it out, I feel like it should have been darker than this. And I feel like even the time I was blending it kind of faded, so I'm not a fan of that shade. I'm going to take this Your Majesty light matte shade and I'm going to just blend under our brow area. Again, this powdery, this one's super powdery. Just so you know, if you didn't watch my first impressions, this white bone shade, really delicate. I'm going back into that teal shade and just trying to tap on some extra product here. It picks up on the brush just fine, but it definitely doesn't apply as dark as it looks in the pan. So I'm just going to tap this and not blend it out. Alright, so this isn't that great. Like, the color is nice, but it's kind of a pain to work with, honestly. I feel like the first look we did, the first impressions, came out really nicely, and there was only one shade I didn't like, so me starting off with a shade I don't like is kind of weird. I don't know. I'm going to take this, and it's going to be kind of weird. I'm going to take this Executioner. It is a matte black with glitter reflex in it. You can see the purple glitter in there, but it's supposed to be a matte black shadow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it on a flat, damp brush, and I'm going to pack it on the outer and inner portions of my lid to leave the open space for like a little bit of a halo. And maybe we can get this to blend into the blue and make it look cool. Now that we packed on a bunch of the black, I'm going to dip into it with the blending brush and blend it into our blue. This is extremely pigmented. I barely touched it with this brush. So it might cover up our blue a little bit because the blue isn't blended out that well. It should be okay, right? I don't know. I like this matte with the glitter in it. I feel like if you do a lot of like very precise cut creases and stuff, you might not like it with the glitter in there. But because I usually blur everything out and make everything smooshed together nicely, I don't mind the glitter in the matte. I think it's fun. It's actually a lot better than the black rainbow shade from his original Beauty Killer palette. I much prefer this black formula, but it is intense and very easy to overdo, which I may have done already. Alright, I'm honestly kind of tired of blending right now. I'll finish it later. I'm going to take a little bit of concealer on a brush right in the center so we can pack on a beautiful metallic-y shimmery shade to brighten up this very weird look we have going on. So I'm going to take the green that's in here, the really random green, the Sworn Enemy, which looks very fragile, so I don't know if it's going to apply well with a brush, but we will see because I'm going to try the brush at first. Yeah, this is not picking up with the brush at all, which kind of sucks for my precision on my look, but I'm going to take it with my finger and pack it on. Because that looks a lot better, honestly. It did not want to go on with the brush whatsoever. Alright, so there's the green in the center. The blend on this look could not be more non-existent or worse. I feel like the greeny, bluey, turquoisey, what we call it, a teal shade. I guess I called it a teal shade. The serpent we did begin with really just set me up for disaster. And then the black blends out very nicely, but where the blue was choppy, the black just turned gray when I blended it out. So disregard this look. Disregard this look. I feel like the black performed nicely. The green did not and made everything else end up terribly. The green Sworn Enemy thing we put in the center, great with a finger, not that great with a brush. So let's move on to the lower lash line. I have this little Luxie flat brush. And now I'm nervous about these colors. So I'm going to take the shade Monarchy, which is this taupey shade, for the inner portion. And then for the outer portion, I'm going to mix in a little bit of Dungeon and just the babyest tap of this black metallic with the glitter in it. Black matte with glitter in it. I really feel like the serpent shade should have been one called Executioner, not the black, because I really feel like it just threw me off for this look. And you know what? I'm still going to post this because not every look is going to be great in life, and that's just how life goes. So I'm going to pop on some lashes, eyeliner, all this stuff, and I'll be right back with the finished look. Alright guys, so this is the finished look. It came together pretty nicely. I don't think the blend is very good. However, with the giant lashes on, I feel like I kind of saved a little bit. So, I don't hate it. It's a lot of lash, but I don't hate it. So overall, this first look was actually pretty fun. It was a little frustrating getting this greeny shade down here, this teal shade, I guess, to blend for me. The black's overwhelming, but it's like overwhelming like a good way because it's very, very pigmented. So you only need like a baby tap and it goes a long ways. This shade we blended out with the under the lower lash line. Nice. And the green shade right here called Sworn Enemy. Again, I said this like 3 times already. Great with the finger, not with the brush. So this is our look. Definitely could have been worse. And now let's move on to the next one. Alright, hello guys. So I have concealer all over my lid. We're going to start the second look. Obviously I decided to go for red and purple for this. I was just going to do a red look, but I am trying to use a bunch of colors if I can. So firstly, I'm just going to take a normal blending brush into that bony Your Majesty white shade and set underneath our brow bone before this creases. Just underneath there. I want the rest of it to be really pigmented, so I'm not going to set my lid or crease. But again, very, very powdery shade on this one. But I'm glad it's in here. I love a staple like bone white or cream shade, so I can set, and it makes everything else easier to blend afterwards. So I realized I was basing this shirt off of this packaging being very dark, and there's not really a dark purple in there like that. There's this one, so I guess we're going to have to use this one. So for the inner portion I'm going to do red, and for the outer portion I'm going to do purple. I think that's kind of fun. So for the inner crease area, I'm going to take this kind of dome top brush and I'm going to take it into Royal Pain, which is kind of like a pink, but I'm just going to buff this in our inner crease area. Now the reason I decided look number 2 is going to be where we use this red in here is because when I swatched it, it's very hard pressed and it's extremely pigmented, so it's definitely a pressed pigment shadow just from feeling it. And I want to know how bad this is going to stain our lids, so I wanted to have another look where I wipe everything off and do another look so we can see if there's a bunch of staining after this red shade. But for now, we're going to take a blending brush into our outer crease area. We're going to take the shade okay, let's just go ahead and do it. Let's do Blood Queen right here. Why isn't it called Bloodlust? Every other thing has a namesake shade. Whatever, I'm going to buff it in our outer crease area with the big blending brush. Probably not going to be too intense. We can darken it up if we need to. Okay, so this is the Blood Queen shade over our crease. I think it's pretty good. It took a little extra couple seconds here and there to blend, but purples can be that way, so it's nothing bad. I'm going to take the babyest bit of Executioner, which is the black with the glitter in it. Just the babyest bit. I don't even know if I touched it. I touched this or light. And I want to tuck it. I guess I did touch it because it's right there. I'm going to tuck it in this very outer crease area. I'm not going to blend it up or anything. I'm just going to leave it right here. Alright, we took a little bit of black in that corner. It looks a little out of place, but I feel like afterwards it's going to come together. I'm going to carve out some lid space now so we can put down our nice shimmers on our lid, including that bright red, which I'm kind of nervous about and kind of thinking I'm going to live for. Once again, I did a terrible job carving out that lid space. But for the shimmers on the inner lid, obviously we're going to do the red, which we've been talking about this entire look. I'm very excited. I think it's going to be fun. but I don't think I carved it out perfectly. We'll try to make it work. For the outer portion, I don't know. We don't really have a dark purple in here, which I really want. The darkest thing we had was Blood Queen, which I already used. So I know where to use Pink Magic in my first impressions. So I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the Sworn Enemy Green. Which it's random in the palette. I'm going to randomly use it. This is neither a shimmer or a matte. It's kind of like a satin. So because this isn't a shimmer red color, I'm going to take the Wet Jewel shade, which is this really light pink, but it doesn't have too much of a base pigment to it. So I'm just going to use it to transition between our green and the red on the lid. Just going to kind of pop it in the middle, and also the green really applies better with a finger. It didn't want to apply with the brush at all. Never use this red like I did right here. It dripped down on my foundation, so use the red before foundation because it's going to leave little marks in there if it falls down. So this is our top lid. Very weird looking, but we tried a bunch of shades, so I'm not too terribly mad about it. If it looks weird, at least we tried the shades and how they feel. I don't know, this 3 looks on palette is going a lot worse than my usual ones. Like, the colors are fine, but these combinations I'm coming up with, bizarre. But with lashes and mascara, it's gonna save it, guaranteed. It has to, right? For the lower lash line, I'm going to take Blood Queen and Royal Pain. So I'm going to do Blood Queen on the outer portion of the crease, and then Royal Pain on the inner portion of the crease, like we did for the top. And then we'll go back in with our blending brush and add some more of these 2 colors to our crease to darken them up a little bit. Alright, so this is our eyeshadow look. Very weird, but I'm going to pop on some mascara, lipstick, lashes, add a little bit of glitter liner to separate our cutout carved lid and the crease area, and I will be right back to show you the finished look, which I'm excited about. It looks crazy right now, but I have a good feeling it's going to come together, like, pretty good. Alright guys, so this is the finished look. It did not come out how I expected it to, honestly. Like, it's not a bad look whatsoever. I did find that the red, because when I go to take my lashes off and stuff, I take like a little bit of a break. I usually finish whatever podcast I'm listening to when I put my lashes and stuff, and then I come back. So it's been a little bit of time. It's only been about maybe 15-20 minutes tops, and the red is dying in the inside. It's very faded. Like in the center we mix that light pink, but on the inner portion of the lid here, it's supposed to be just that red, and it's just that red, and it's dying. So when I put this lipstick on, originally I had just Are You Filming by Jeffree Star and Shane, and then I had to put like a Luxe lip from Colourpop over it to kind of mute it a little more to try to make it work with this look. Now the look overall up close is lovely. I think that looks really cute, and with the yellow eyeliner and the waterline to match my shirt. He's got like little yellow things on. But I think that looks cute. It's very fun, but the red is fading. Like, it's fading to just a pinky color. So, yeah, we're going to see if that stains my lids and everything, because it probably is, just the way it was pigmented. However, the green is sticking in here really nicely. I think the green looks really cute. I love the color in between that helped transition. The lower lash line, those 2 colors mushed together perfectly. The crease colors, the pink and the purple is fading. This one looks better actually. One side is fading more than the other. I don't know what's up with that. But it looks very nice. The crease colors are great. So let's move on to the next look. Alright, hello. Last look. For this one we're going to be super simple. I did not put any foundation or anything on my lids. I wanted you to see how they stained. It's not too bad. It's just a little stained. But if I had put that with not so much concealer underneath, it probably would have stained a lot more. So just know that that red does stain, but it's mild. Honestly, if I put foundation on my lid, it'd probably cover it up. So I'm going to put some concealer on my lid, set underneath my brow bone, and then we'll get started with some colors. Alright, so for this look, I want to keep it very soft. I feel like a lot of these colors are super, super light. And we used that for my first impressions, but the first 2 looks in this video were pretty dark. So what I want to do is I want to take the shade Deviant, which is this shade right here, and buff it over my crease area. We're going to start off with that one. We'll deepen it up a little bit, but I just want to start off with this light lavender. We used it before in that first impressions video, and it was super cute. Alright, so we have a little bit of lavender down on our crease area now. I'm going to mix a little bit of Royal Pain with High King, which is this one. So that shade up there and this one pretty lightly on the brush. I don't want it to be super, super dark, but I'm going to add that to our crease. So decent pigment on the brush. Alright, so far there's only one shade in this palette I haven't used yet, and that is Beauty Sleep, which is this really light pink. So I'm going to put that with my finger on the inner portion of the lid. Let's do a Neapolitan of pastels on my lid. So for the inner portion of the lid with the finger, we're going to use Beauty Sleep. For the middle, because it doesn't have too much of a base pigment, we're going to use Wet Jewel. It's just kind of like a sheer glitter formula. And then for the outer portion, we're going to use the shade Betrayal. We'll use this one. It's dark. We'll use it for the outer corner for the darker one. So let's do this Neapolitan of pinky purplies. I'm going back into our blending brush with that high key pinky purpley shade we used over the crease mixed with a little bit of lighter pink. And I'm just going to add this to the outer corner a little bit to make it blend with this, what's it called? Betrayal shade we put on the outer corner. It's really cute. So the two shades we just mixed together, which was Betrayal and this one, High King, these two, the perfect mixture. Like, they blend so well together, and they are such a beautiful color match. So for the lower lash line, I'm going to take a little bit of Vivid Mood, which is this pastel-y kind of shade, and I'm going to buff that under the lower lash line with my E55 Sigma brush for my brush set. Alright, this is our really simple pinky purpley look. I'm going to pop up some mascara, lashes, lipstick, and I'll be right back to show the finished look all put together. Alright guys, so this is look number 3 complete. I just did not know. I tried on like a peachy lip, I tried on a pinky lip, and nothing really fit this hair color, so I just went full black lip. And when I'm not showing my teeth looking kind of yellow, it looks pretty good, right? Like, here's her eye look up close. It's very soft, very pinky. I do find, so let's talk about the shadows that I used. Everything I used that was matte was really nice, really blended out nicely. The one shimmer shade we started out with, Beauty Sleep, the shimmery shade, it's very dull. I added a little baby bit of like a liquid shadow over it because it was not popping in the inner corner at all. It looked very dull, especially compared to like the glittery shade in the inside and then the outer corner being darker. The inside just looks very dull. So the Beauty Sleep shade, not my favorite in the world. I do love a light shimmer and love this kind of shimmer, but for me this is just a little bit more dull. I want something a little more metallic that stands out a little bit more. So this is look number 3. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. And the next video on this palette, which will be the last video on this palette, will be an in-depth review. We'll go over every single shade in here. We'll break it down for you, tell you what I think and an overall rating of this palette as a whole. So stay tuned for that. Subscribe if you haven't already down below. I'd greatly appreciate it if you did that. And I will see you in the next video. Bye guys!